Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. I hope you guys can hear me this time. Um, Yesterday I did a video and it was muted, so I'm not sure what happened. Just want to let you know, whatever season you're in, regardless if someone is in the same similar season, your season is different from theirs, so you can't compare your season to their season, and you have to find out what you need to do in this season to be where you want to be in this season. Awesome. Hello, Miss Akila. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. Hope everything's coming along. Miss Akila has a book coming out, you guys, called He Made Me Sick. If you want to know more about that, please follow her on YouTube. She has some great reels out there that are going viral. She's going to be doing some promotions on her book real soon. I'll see if she wants to do an interview soon on her book. Actually, not sure if you're available now. You want to do a quick say hello to the people? I don't know how to do it. I have to figure out how you can add people like to do a show, but we'll do that soon, okay? Okay, yes, awesome. I will see you Friday. Yes, awesome. Um, and so we'll be interviewing her soon too about her new book. But follow her. Stay tuned for more information to come. If you're dealing with someone in a narcissist situation, you know someone in a narcissist situation, you want her book. If you're trying to get out of a narcissist situation, it could be relationship, intimate boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or it could be family members, business partner, whoever it is. Those the situation are not healthy. Um, in the long run or in any time. We have to deal with difficult people, but we shouldn't have to be um, abused and to the point where it's affecting us and how we show up in life or how we do life or things of that nature. So follow her, Miss Akila Batya, and she has some great reels too. So you guys, I don't know what was going on. If you could like and share this. Yesterday I did a video and the sound after I listened to it later, it was no sound. I don't know what happened. Let me know if you can hear me, Akila. Put up yes or a thumbs up if you can hear me, and anyone else listening can hear me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sparkle Smith. I'm a certified life coach. I'm also a trainer and a book publisher. I help you bring your dreams to life and your goals to life through writing, book writing, and then goal planning, goal setting. My goal is to help other people get to their dreams. It's a wonderful thing when a person wants to write a book and we go through the process and you see the pages of that book, that beautiful book cover with their name on it, and just supporting them and helping them to bring that book to life is just truly a blessing. So I strive to help people achieve their goals and to get where they need to get. So you want to reach out to me if you want to know how to get started in writing a book, if you want to know how to break down your goals and your vision for life and to see it manifest. It's one thing to write a goal down and have it, but it's one thing to see it come to life and actually come to pass. You want to reach out to me if you are struggling with that or you know someone struggling with that. But I wanted to touch on some nuggets that I got on a podcast last week where they were talking about, like the bank situation. And they were saying in Silicon Valley, a lot of people lost their money, but these were millionaires, right? And the guy was like, most of you guys aren't millionaires that I'm talking to. However, if you want to make sure that your money is safe, so all banks are backed by FDIC. FDIC, you'll see that on banks, Federal Insurance Commission, and but the thing is, most FDIC will back your money or protect it and won't, make sure nothing is taken from it. But they only protect a certain amount. That's what I found out. Isn't that interesting? So the reason why they got the people's money in Silicon Valley is because these were probably millionaires, billionaires. And so in one bank account, you can't have all that money in there and it be backed by and protected. So they were saying you have to have a maximum of $250,000 per bank account in order for it to be protected. So for all you out there, you'd have to just break down your funding, whatever you have in there, into separate accounts, maximum a quarter mil. So, however much you got, you have to, break it down into so many accounts, divide that by that amount. So let's just say you have 1 million, then you need to break, and you got it in one account, you need to break it down into 4 accounts so that that can be protected. I mean, for those of you who have way more than that, that might be tiresome to do that. Maybe you could talk to an attorney or a lawyer, or the FDIC, the insurance commission, if you know someone there, if you could do something different. But that's the baseline of how they protect it. So that way you don't have to worry, don't have to panic. And then you can, for legal reasons, challenge them if they mess with anything that's at the 250 or lower in your account. So I found that out with a podcast. Someone was telling me, a Christian couple, they do money management, and they were sharing me on my next podcast. I'll share that with you who they are, but they have shared that on their podcast. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's the way, so people don't have to panic, because I know a lot of people begin to panic after they heard that. But like I said, he was saying, well, most average people don't have that kind of amount. So you should be okay as long as it's no more than 250,000 per account. And as long as okay, good, you can hear me great, Akila. As long as you have that amount, a maximum per account, then you good. So moving right along, but also before we move along, so that's what you want to do, and that'll alleviate for a lot of you a lot of stress and panic about the banks and stuff like that. So pass the word on to people that are worried about the banks and all that type of stuff to do that. And then to, have a conversation with your bank or the FDIC of your bank, ask questions. Who's the federal insurance commission? How like companies have insurance companies, or you have different insurance companies, right? Who's the insurance company? Or it may be backed by the federal government, I don't know. Or they may have a specific insurance company. Either way, if you do what I was telling you, the 250,000 maximum per account, that's how much they protect your funding per account. Then you should not be able to go wrong, And then, God forbid, if anything happens, then you definitely have a right to, take legal action on that. So, as I was saying earlier, life is full of seasons, right? Some seasons can be challenging. I think me and Akila was talking about that earlier too, about the different seasons. Where she's at is very nice one day, and I was like, oh, it's so cold, it's below zero. Now we're in the same season, whether it's winter or spring, right? But someone else on a East Coast or Southern state may have much warmer weather than where I'm at, right? And we can't get jealous and say, oh, I wish I had that weather. You chose to be in that state you're in, right? I chose to be in the state I am. I knew the weather was going to be, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I was born here or whatever, which I wasn't. But sometimes, you don't have a choice, but then later you can have a choice, right? So we can't get jealous of someone else is there and it's different. If their season is nicer and warmer, right? We have to figure out, what do I need to adjust to make my season just as better? One thing, you can't compare yourself to others in their season, right? And I was just in another podcast with an awesome entrepreneur, Lamar, and his wife, Ronnie Tyler. They were saying a lot of times social media is a lot of fluff, right? It's fake. People are giving you one segment of their lives, right? And it's not how they are all the time. A lot of people getting depressed and bent out of shape and judging their life based on them, when you need to determine where you are in your season, how you're going to get to where you need to be in your season, not by comparing yourself, being jealous, or questioning why you're at where you're at. But what do I need to do in my season to get where I need to be? And, it's okay to aspire to be like someone or to have that motivate you, but it should not define who you are. It should not devalue who you are. It should not frustrate where you are either. You need to understand who you are. You're a very unique person. God designed you specifically. You know, each person has a special makeup that God designed them, not just your physical makeup. And the Bible, God says, before you enter your mother's womb, I knew you and set you apart. So that means before he said, let there be life and create the earth in 7 days, he knew you individually, called you with a special purpose, right? And that purpose can be a mystery. And sometimes it's up to us to seek it out, to seek him, to do what we need to do to discover it. And in that process, it can be challenging if we don't get all the answers we need, or we don't get the type of answers. And sometimes he's warning us, but we need to listen to the signs and do what we need to do to adjust. Sometimes my flesh don't want to hear what he's saying because it's not comfortable. It don't make sense half the time. But his level of thinking is beyond us, and we need to trust him through the process. We need to release whoever we need to release, whether whatever they did was, horrible. Half the time people not in their right mind when they're doing stuff wrong to us anyway. Sometimes they know, but they don't know the ramification of it. And if they knew the ramification of it and they were in their right conscience, they wouldn't be doing it. You got anybody with a good conscience, a right conscience wouldn't do certain things people have done to us. And we got to understand they wasn't in their right mind, their right conscience. Heal them, deliver them. We don't agree with how they handle us or whatever, but let's get free so that we don't take that into our destiny, so don't stagnate us. And we look around, they free and they appear to be fine, and we're still upset. So that's a process too, unpacking some of the hurt, the pain, injustices, so that we can show up how we're supposed to show up, and not in a place that we're not supposed to show up, so that we can be the best version of us, so we can be the fullness of who God created us to be, and walk in the greatness that we are, because he designed us with his greatness. So therefore we are great. Make sure you take if you're just listening to the broadcast, please go back to the beginning. I told you some pertinent information about how to protect your money in the banks, how not to panic, a sure way that you won't panic and worry, a strategy that I just discovered. It's backed by the FDIC, meaning that the certain strategy is back, so your money will be back. So go look at the broadcast in the beginning about how to protect your money in the account without them taking it. Also, to just review what we were talking about also earlier, we're in season. We're in the spring season. The spring season just started 2 days ago, right, in the United States. And so we're in different climates all across the United States. In Texas, it may be a warmer season. In the Midwest, it may be a colder season, right? Even though our season is called the same thing, we may have different experiences in those seasons, right? Now, I think summer may be the only season that I think everybody experiences just about the same amount of weather, because even in the coldest states, sometimes it gets just as hot there in the summer than any other state. I mean, even more hot, maybe because it's been so cold so long. Summer is the only time it can get hot, so it gets over hot than everywhere else. However, most of the other times, other states that are in the southern region, typically, even if it's winter, they don't really experience a lot of snow and sub-zero, -0 weather and all that type of stuff. They don't have those issues. Sometimes it feels like a spring day when it's winter and in the dead of winter. But it's not the case in another state, right? So we can't judge ourselves based on somebody else's season, right? And if we aspire to be at the season that they are, we need to figure out what we need to adjust, or what do we need to experience in this cold season that we won't get in that warm season. Or when it is our season to pass on to the warm season, what do we need to do to adjust? what type of inventory need to take? What choices are we making? Where are we? What do we need to cut off as far as relationships, habits, strategies, routines, in order to get to our desired end results or be where we need to be? And sometimes where we need to be is what we aspire. Sometimes it's not, but it's necessary, right? So you all be encouraged. We'll talk to you soon. Again, for those of you who don't know me and you're just coming in, this is to the beginning of the broadcast because I had some pertinent information about how you can secure your money in the banks without them being able to take it and without you having to panic, and also how to know and determine and be happy in your season, and how to aspire to be where you want to be in your season. Also, I'm a certified life coach. I am also a publisher. I help people achieve their dreams and manifest their dreams through coaching, goal setting, and publishing. So reach out to me if you have questions, if you need help in that area. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.